Hello and welcome back to Femme Tarot. I'm Natalie, your international psychic medium and energy healer. And today we're going to be looking at the tragedy that happened just off the coast of Italy, south of Italy, off of Sicily to be specific, with the sailing yacht Bayesian, where Mike Lynch, a British tech tycoon, a British billionaire, and some of his family members and friends found their untimely demise due to a tornado that hit the sailing yacht. But it has raised many, many questions. We're going to be looking at that. Now, what makes this case interesting is the fact that this brand new sailing yacht, which was designed and built by Perini Navi, which is a very, very reputable Italian shipbuilders, right? Or yacht builders, should I say. And the fact that it was a sailing yacht. So sailing yachts, it's very, very hard for them to sink because they're built in a way where their hulls are so quite in depth. So even if they roll over, they usually just come back up in their original position, right? It's almost impossible for a sailing yacht to capsize. What also makes it interesting is the fact that there were other yachts, smaller yachts, anchored near and around the Bayesian, and almost nothing happened to those yachts and to the people that were on them. And there was something else which also raised a lot of questions online and with the media. Lynch's former business partner and co-defendant Stephen Chamberlain was struck by a car on August the 17th. So basically a few days before this tragedy, and he died from his injuries 3 days later. Now, I know people are asking and they're wondering, how can that be? This is too much of a weird coincidence. And as you know, I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in synchronicities. So I'm not saying anything yet. We'll just throw the cards and see what comes through. But it is odd, to say the least. All of these coincidences, in quotes, it just makes a whole event, the whole tragedy, even more odd. So let's throw the cards and let's find out what really happened. All right, so let's see. I'm seeing, so they're taking me back to that evening, to that night. It wasn't an evening. It was actually early hours in the morning. I think it may have been a couple of hours before sun comes out, sunrise. It's very stormy. I can see in the distance there are thunderstorms, but I cannot hear them. What I do see is that rough seas, I can see all of the boats rocking left and right. It's gone crazy all of a sudden. So, and it's very, very windy. I see that. So they've taken me to that fateful morning or night. And I'm trying to see. So what I'm being shown is, so as soon as weather turned, what they're showing me is I see a couple of deck hands being on deck, and they're basically bringing in the fenders, right? And I do see some kind of kerfuffle there, but I don't see anyone else. I'm not being shown the interior of the yacht. I'm just seeing the exterior of the yacht and what's happening at that moment. But it doesn't seem that anyone's in a panic. It doesn't seem that I don't see anyone else. I'm assuming because I don't see any lights coming from the cabins. I'm assuming everyone's asleep, and that's all I'm being shown. But it seems that they were doing what they had to do. They were also, I'm seeing, they were also covering some of the furniture as well, I guess to protect them from the rain and the storm. Oh, I had a jumper card. All right. So I had the 7 of Cups. This is interesting to me. 7 to me is a significant number for some reason because I'm being shown the number 7. And also, I do see here, maybe out of some of the guests on board, this card, let me just explain. This card is usually the card of illusion. Okay. It's the card where things are not as they seem, as they may seem. And I feel this is sort of like a warning as to where this reading is going to take us, where we're going with this. So it seems that they're just telling me, my guides are telling me, hey, listen, be very open-minded regarding this reading because there's a lot of stuff that hasn't come out in public, I guess, or there's a lot of stuff here that are, for now, are still hidden, and maybe even some of the information that has come out and some of the reporting around this tragedy is not accurate. Five of Wands, Knight of Wands. I'm going to show you the cards one by one. I'm just reading. I'm just seeing where they're taking me. Okay, so definitely wasn't just a celebratory cruise, if you will. I feel it was also a business. It was business. They also talked about business on board. And I feel that specific evening, they were talking about some kind of deal or maybe what they're going to do now that the court is done and, he's free from these fraud charges. Not free, but cleared from his fraud charges. But the thing is, I also see some kind of argument that took place or some kind of disagreement that was taken on board that night. I'm also seeing that they had dinner, and after dinner, um, it feels a little bit like the old gentleman's club where the women just moved to a different part of the yacht and the men stayed at the table and started discussing business. So, Knight of Wands. So, I do see here some kind of new company or new business or new business proposal that probably he got after, his whole legal woes ended, from someone else. And they were talking money, business, strategy. There's the strategy, the Emperor here. The Emperor is the strategies, but he's also the dad and the tarot. But in this case, it's about strategy and Ace of Wands, new beginnings. So new beginnings regarding money, the money that they have. I'm hearing something about money from that business deal with Hewlett Packard. A lot of that money was invested in different funds, and some of it has also been stashed away in maybe offshore accounts in various locations. And I'm also seeing, and you're not going to like, and I don't like seeing that or saying it, but there's also some part of that money or part of his money, of Mike Lynch's money, has also been invested in shady businesses. I don't know what those businesses are, but all I can tell you, what I'm being shown, they are shady. All right. So maybe that's him wanting to um, have a, have a quick turn of his investment. Maybe he knows some of these people personally, even though he knows that they may be in shady businesses, he still decided to invest in those businesses. But I'm just saying, because those were also topics of discussion during that evening. Five of Cups. So I don't think Mike Lynch specifically was happy with the discussions or where everything, or let's say the mood and the vibe of the discussions that evening. It doesn't seem that. And even though he was cleared of those fraud charges, I do not pick up that he was happy or that he was relieved. It seems to me that something was weighing him down regardless, and nothing to do with this case, something different. Because look, 5 of Cups, 4 of Cups. So he was very worried, and I also feel that he was feeling guilty as well about something. 8 of Wands, what did he know? Page of Wands. So who is this? I feel that I'm sure him being a billionaire, a tech tycoon, rubbing shoulders with other millionaires and other powerful people around the world. I'm seeing here someone's son, and Mike Lynch kind of having dirt or knowing about maybe legal activities or shady stuff that this son was doing. Whose son is this? I don't know yet. Queen of Pentacles. Who is this woman now? Let's see. And 10 of Pentacles. This wasn't just celebrating this holiday on board the Bayesian. Wasn't just a celebration. It was closing or tying up loose ends, closing some kind of business deal. And there's a woman here. There's a woman here who's powerful. She's also a businesswoman. I feel she has a legal background. I'm not saying she's a lawyer, but she definitely has some kind of legal background, or she knows her legal stuff very, very well. And something was coming to close, and I feel this is why they were probably arguing that fateful night. Maybe it was around her and some kind of business dealing. Definitely he got money from her. Now, maybe there is some shady stuff around her that he found out and he's not happy about, and he's afraid of some kind of legal repercussion because of it. Oh, the star. So whoever this is, she's not an unknown. Okay. She's a powerful woman who likes the limelight, who what they're making me feel is this is a woman who she talks loudly and very, very fast. And she seems to be quite short or quite little. And even though she is little, she's petite, she makes up for it with her big personality. So I don't know who she is, but she has a lot of connections in banking and the financial services, and even political connections too. But I do not like her energy for sure. Was she on board? Because I just heard that. I haven't had the chance to look at who was on board, except that I know that it was his lawyer, the lawyer's wife, Mike Lynch, his daughter, and his wife. And there were a few others who were ex-partners or partners or close friends to his. But why do I feel that she may have been on board? This woman. That'll be interesting to look at the passenger manifest as well, who was on board, because look at this magician. The magician is always someone, and in this case, because the magician is also, it could indicate manifestation. It could indicate that you've got the power. You can create the life that you want around you, or, that right now the universe is really on your side. So it's a good time for you to start something new or take risks, or just, do something that you wouldn't normally do. But it also indicates to me, magician, dark, some kind of darkness there, some kind of dark energy, or some kind of malintent there. Seven of Pentacles, yeah, all about business and money, all about business. I really feel that that night there was just a lot was happening on board. Here's the thing. I know that, I think it was, there was a baby on board. There was a 1-year-old baby. Luckily, that survived. The baby and his mom survived. Um, but Page of Swords. Hmm. Hmm. Some kind of business deal that went wrong. I feel some kind of discussion or something that they were working on that didn't go according to plan, and everything went down that night. This is what I'm getting now. So what I wanted to say before, and I just wanted to make sure that I'm picking up that information correctly from my guides, is that, remember when I said that the men, like the gentlemen's club, were sort of like, after dinner, they were sitting at the table and they were talking business, and the women kind of like, went somewhere else, or they maybe, just went to bed. Here's the thing. I do see that woman coming back and sitting at the table, and things got heated. I'm not saying this is what brought the boat down. Obviously, the weather was terrible. But again, it doesn't really make sense how a 56-meter sailing yacht was able to capsize, never come back up to its original position, and all the other boats were intact. So, Knight of Swords. It did happen suddenly. So the weather changed suddenly. The thing is, what I'm hearing is that the captain was aware of that, because captains do check the weather, the radars and the weather at least 3 times a day, right? Because weather can change. So he felt safe enough to anchor that yacht where he did. Either it wasn't, the weather forecast did not predict this sudden change in the weather, or they were completely unaware of it, or they underestimated the weather. So the Hierophant. You know what I'm getting? Possibly someone did him dirty from the government. Someone who works for the government, for this Hierophant here. There was something else happening behind the scenes, and it had to do, okay, that makes sense now. Remember when I said that Mike Lynch knew of or had dirt on the son of someone big, powerful, famous? Famous, not necessarily famous to us, but maybe famous in his industry or his field. That son is the son of a politician, according to my guides and my cards. So, something Mike Lynch was sitting on, or or sleeping on. And I feel this was about to come out, or this politician, who I feel is high ranking in the government, did not want for this information to come out, especially now, because things are very volatile in the UK at the moment. politically and socially. So, Three of Cups, Page. Okay. I'm going to say this. You heard it here first, although this is not something pleasant. I do feel we have within that ecosystem, let's just say Mike Lynch's ecosystem, we've had the unfortunate death of Mike Lynch, of his co-defendant and partner and ex-partner. And I do feel there's going to be a third one. There's going to be a third death, unfortunately. And look at this, Two of Pentacles. And I noticed straight away the sailing yachts in the back. Look at that. Can you see that? What does that mean? Two. Two and three. Two. There going to be another boat accident? Or what is going on here? What are they trying to say? I feel there's going to be a third death from within his business relations, contacts, etc. Could also be a accident, not boat. It could be a boating accident, could be drowning, water related, somewhere abroad as well. Like, not when I mean abroad, I mean outside Europe. Interesting. So this is interesting. Now, what I'm also hearing regarding the boat, I'm seeing that eventually they will they may blame or deem responsible for what happened the crew members, right, or the captain. The captain is usually the one that is not usually, he's the one responsible for the passengers in the boat. Now, I feel that they're gonna have they're gonna blame the captain for that because of neglect or because of very serious mistakes, such as leaving the flaps open or leaving the windows open or something along those lines. So the fall guy is going to be the captain, but he's not to blame. I'm hearing he's not to blame. He did nothing wrong. He's lucky to be alive as well. But captain's cabins are usually on the upper deck. Usually depends on the build or how it's built. So maybe that's what saved him. I don't know. I'm not seeing that clearly, but what I am seeing is there was nothing wrong with the boat. This is what I'm hearing. There was nothing wrong with the boat. There was nothing that could cause this to happen. And within 3 minutes, there is a video, I will put it up if I find it. There is a video, CCTV, that actually shows you the moment that the tornado hit and the boat went down. It's not even the weather. It's not even, I'm hearing this. It's not even the weather causing this. What was it though? What was it? I see. I'm telling you, I'm seeing this woman. I'm keep being shown this woman. So I see her at some point walking around, like around the boat, especially at night. This was before the accident, before the tragedy. But like I can see her just like walking around, walking back and forth on her own in the middle of the night when everyone's in bed, everyone's asleep. Dang. There's the death. There's the death. Strength. Hmm. I'm hearing sabotage. I'm hearing sabotage. Why? Why? Is it because of his what he knows about corruption and deep dark secrets of the political scene in the UK? Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm getting, you guys. That's what I'm getting, that he knew a lot. He knew, and he was not willing anymore to stay silent. I feel that, remember what I said at the beginning where I said I felt like he was depressed, he wasn't well, he wasn't himself. I do feel that he was riddled by guilt. And the being riddled by guilt because you know things that are potentially very, very serious and destructive, maybe even for your own people and your own country. That, and then there was that whole, argument and that those heated discussions that night. Well, it seems to me that there was sabotage here. How? I'm not given that information yet. I'm not. I'm not. The only thing I can share with you, because this is what I've just literally been shown, was like the sabotage came from the sky, not the weather. Take it as you will. I feel it was convenient. Like the weather was just a very, it was like a convenient coincidence. But I'm being shown that the sabotage came from the sky. I don't know, drones, planes, lasers, aliens. I don't know. I'm joking about the aliens, but yeah, that's what I'm getting. Wow.